Welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to be cleaning and repairing my boots. I got these boots less than a year ago. They're just Timberland hiking boots, and I like them. They're really comfortable. But I work in them, and they're not really designed for work like that. And I've noticed some points of wear, specifically on the toe, and some of the leather is scratched and puncturing a little bit. So I think it's time now to do some repairs and give them a good clean. These boots have been great, but you can see the rubber around the toe is starting to pull away here. So we're going to focus on fixing that and then just give them a good condition. When I'm cleaning leather, I love this kit right here, this essential leather kit from Cobbler's Choice. When we open it up, we can see I've added a couple extra rags in here, but we have a cleaning brush, there's cleaner, conditioner, and waterproofing all in one kit. I love this kit. This is great. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this brush and we're going to clean everything, but really focus on the toe area where we're going to do some gluing today. Okay, now that the toes are cleaned out, we're going to use some glue. I found this glue that's specific for shoes, and it comes with this nice little thin nozzle that you could really get into cracks and things. So we're going to give this a try. What's cool about this bottle is that it has a little anti-clog tip. So it has a little needle in the bottom of this tip that keeps the glue from drying in the nozzle. So it shouldn't ever get stuck, which is cool. So we'll get the lid off. We'll pop this on here. And then I'm going to pull this back a little bit so we can get good sight in there. Then I'm just going to put this nozzle right down here into this crack and make sure to coat everything really good. Applying even pressure the whole way around this rubber tip, it was really pulled away. So I want to make sure that when I'm gluing it back on, it's reattaching the whole way around the toe. Okay, that looks pretty good there. Looks like it's reattached. That's great. So let's do the other one. I'm going to try to only apply the glue on the leather this time. Kind of hard since this space is so tight. Apply even pressure. Work it in. There we go, that gap's starting to close. Now that the rubber on the toes is glued back on, I'm gonna let them set for a little while and then we'll take the laces off and do the final cleaning and conditioning of these boots. Cleaning and conditioning boots is pretty simple. These boots aren't really dirty, but if they were really dirty, you want to give them a wash and let them air dry. These ones just have sawdust. So we take this brush here and we clean up all the nooks and crannies and the cracks, making sure that it's free of dirt and dust. Open up the tongue here a little bit, get into the cracks here on both sides. This is also a good time to look for where the damage is. You can see some little bit of leather damage there. Another common place is the tip. You'll see scrapes and scratches, little gouges there. Another common spot is on the outside where your little toe tends to push the leather out. That's usually a wear spot. This side looks okay. Do the other one real quick here. On this one, which is the right shoe, you can see a pretty deep scratch there. Probably a little more common if you're right-handed to see damage on the tip. But that's pretty much it. These look pretty good. I've had way worse. We'll get some leather cleaner on them and let them dry. The first step in the cleaning process is any type of leather cleaner. Like I said, I like this Cobbler's Choice brand. But you just kind of hold it up, spritz the cleaner on, and we're just focusing on the leather here. And you can take a soft bristle brush or a rag like this one, and you want to work that cleaner in a clockwise motion. That releases dirt and dust inside of the leather. So I'll get the other one done, and then we'll let them air dry for a little while. Alright, now the boots are dry, so it's time to condition them. This is the conditioner, and all you have to do is put a little bit on a rag like this. This is part of the kit, but you could use any, this is like a microfiber cloth, and you just rub it into the leather. And once you get sufficient saturation, then you can wipe up the excess. So just like with the cleaner, I'm working this in a sort of clockwise pattern. And I'm going to go around here and get all the seams, make sure everything is coated. This is sort of the base, and then the waterproofing goes on top of this. If you've never done these to your boots, it might really soak up some of this conditioner. And this is your opportunity to work it into any of the damage or the cracks in the boot. This really just kind of keeps it soft and pliable for use so it doesn't crack in the future. It doesn't protect it against cuts and those types of things, but it'll help with the waterproofing and extend the normal wear of your boots or really any leather products over time. This is an example of a normal wear pattern. This is where the boot creases when you walk. So working it into those creases and those cracks is really important. Now I'll find a clean spot on this rag and wipe off any of the excess. Alright, that's one done. You can see a noticeable darker tint to the leather. As this soaks in over time and wears, it'll lighten up again. This one's done. Now I'll do this one. So with conditioners, you want to let them sit for about an hour. So I'll let these sit, and then we'll come back and finish this process with the waterproofing spray. The conditioner has now set, and I think they look really good. You get this kind of darker leather look, and as you wear them, they'll lighten back up a little bit. But I think that looks really good. And to know that all of these cracks and nicks are now treated with the conditioner will help prevent further drying and cracking on both those damaged areas, but also just the main wear spots. So to finish up this process, we're going to do some waterproofing. And this process is really straightforward. So now that everything is conditioned, we can spray the boot or the leather piece until it's fully coated. And then we repeat the process after each layer dries. So there's no rubbing it in or wiping up the excess. You just spray them and let them dry. So I'm going to make a little bit of room here. We'll do one at a time and work on just giving them a nice even coating. And I like to hold the spray probably about a foot away, making sure to hit all the main spots and the problem areas. You don't need to do, the sole or anything, just the leather parts. And we're not soaking it, but just doing a nice even coat. That looks pretty good. So we'll set that one back, and then we'll do this one. All right, they are both coated with the waterproof spray, so I'll let these dry, and then we'll do one more round. I've done a couple layers of the waterproofing spray and let them dry between each layer, and these boots are now ready to be laced up and put back into service. There we go. I hope you found this interesting. I wanted to show just how easy it was to make simple repairs. You could do repairs a little more extensive, like if your sole came undone, the process would be very similar. And with leather shoes, cleaning and conditioning and waterproofing is just good maintenance. So I wanted to share that that process is pretty easy and that anyone can do it. And it really does extend the life of your leather shoes and boots. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you on the next one.